What up, y'all? This is your boy, Mr. Downtown Ray Mello, and you're listening to the Entertainment Report for Thursday, October 16, 2014, delivering some of the major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook or on Twitter, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Mello, that's RAYMELO, or on Twitter at The Enter Report. You can also listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to either the app or the website and click on the Entertainment Report, and it will take you to our iHeartRadio page of the program. A body believed to be actress Misty Upham has been transferred to the Kings County Medical Examiner's office in Washington State for positive identification after a nearly 5-hour recovery operation. A body believed to be that of actress Misty Upham was discovered Thursday afternoon in Auburn, Washington, according to the Auburn Police Department. The August Osage County actress was reported missing by her family on October 6. A 3-person search party, including one family member, found Upham's purse and ID 10 days later near the White River. They discovered a body nearby at the bottom of a 150-foot embankment and called 911. And an official identification of the remains has not yet been made. Upham, who's 32, was last seen leaving her sister's apartment on October 5th on the Muckleshot Indian Reservation, 16 miles east of Tacoma. Police has responded to a call of a possible suicide at the apartment, but Upham was gone by the time officers arrived, according to Auburn Police Commander Steve Stalker. Upham's parents told police she had been taking medication for mental health issues, Stalker said. She was listed missing a day later in the Washington Crime Information Center database. The Native American actress, a Blackfoot, played housekeeper Johanna Monivata in August Osage County and was nominated for an Independent Spirit Award for Best Supporting Female for Frozen River. She also appeared with Benicio del Toro in last year's Jimmy P. It's been over a month since Joan Rivers tragically passed away at the age of 81, but only now is her official cause of death able to be confirmed. On Thursday, the New York City Office of Chief Medical Examiner issued the following statement. The Office of Chief Medical Examiner has completed its investigation. The cause of Ms. Rivers' death is anoxic encephalopathy due to hypoxic arrest during a laryngoscopy and upper gastrointestinal endoscopy with propofol sedation for evaluation of voice change and gastroesophageal reflux disease. The manner of death is therapeutic complication. The classification of a death as a therapeutic complication means that the death was resulted from a predictable complication of medical therapy. Joan's daughter, Melissa Rivers, wrote on Facebook, in response to today's release of the New York City's Medical Examiner's report, we continue to be saddened by our tragic loss and grateful for the enormous outpouring of love and support from around the world. We have no further comment at this time. On September 4th, the day of Joan's passing, Melissa issued a statement on behalf of herself and her son Cooper, thanking fans for, quote, the outpouring of love, support, and prayers we have received around the world. She also said, they have been heard and appreciated. My mother's greatest joy in life was to make people laugh, and although that is difficult to do right now, I know her final wish would be that we return to laughing soon. Joan's families and friends did indeed honor her final wish at her star-studded funeral September 7th. A tearful, emotional, and often humorous service conducted by Rabbi Joshua Davidson at the Temple of Emmanuel, a Reformed Jewish synagogue in New York City, even included a lovely and appropriate crash eulogy delivered by Howard Stern. There were performances from the New York City Gay Men's Chorus, as well as the New York City Police Department's Emerald Society bagpipers and drummers. A number of Broadway stars, including Hugh Jackman and Audra McDonald, sang to memorialize the beloved icon. Geraldo Rivera told Eat News, when they started with the X-rated joke and the rabbi was bowing his head, I think it was joyful more than sorrow. Filled with laughter, it was as if she wrote it herself. I thought it was a wonderful, positive, upbeat time. Whoopi Goldberg agreed, tweeting that Joan was, quote, giving a truly funny, truly loving send-off by folks who loved her, calling it funny and deeply moving, much like her. Daughter Melissa delivered her own hilarious yet heartfelt eulogy at her mother's funeral, which was later published in The Hollywood Reporter. It was joke-filled and lighthearted, but Melissa's absolute love for her mother was unmistakable. She said, I love having you live with me, and I'm very grateful for every minute Cooper and I have with you. You're an inspiration. You're also 30 days late with the rent. Joan survived by her daughter and 13-year-old grandson Cooper. They continue to keep them, as well as the rest of the family and friends, in thoughts and prayers. Charlie Sheen and his fiancee Brett Rossi have decided to call it quits just weeks ahead of their November wedding. Sheen told E! News in a statement, "Scotty and I have a great year together as we travel the world and cross a lot of things off our bucket list. She's a terrific gal, but we've mutually decided to go our separate ways and not spend the rest of our lives together." He continues, "I've decided that my children deserve my focus more than a relationship does right now. I have a tremendous fondness for Scotty and I wish her all the best." The couple announced their engagement in February after Sheen popped the question to Rossi during a Valentine's Day trip in Hawaii. Rossi said, "Yes, we are engaged. He even was a gentleman and got down on one knee. I was not expecting it at all. We have a beautiful Valentine's Day and he proposed to me early this morning after we watched the sun rise." She also added, "The ring is classic and beautiful, but I don't have any photos to share just yet. This is the happiest moment of both of our lives. He's my best friend and my soulmate." The couple first went public with their romance last November when they were snapped packing on the PDA on the balcony of their hotel in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. E-reporter Maria Menounos had an unpleasant run-in with an unknown attacker early this morning while leaving a New York airport, while the car she was riding in got vandalized. The incident happened as she and her glam squad were crawling to get on the Van Wyck Expressway. Menounos, who was in New York for the launch of Ocean Spray Pack Cranberry Extract Water, told E! News, "It really felt like something out of a movie. I heard an explosion. I started screaming, 'Everyone down. We're being shot at. Everyone down.' When they looked up, they saw the back window was shattered and her makeup artist was covered in glass. Fortunately, no one was hurt, but they did realize that it wasn't gunfire that caused the commotion. It was a tire wrench." Maria told E! News that she believes that it was either someone who was planning on robbing them but ran away when they saw a police car not far away, or someone just threw the tire iron at the car and took off. She said, "We didn't know if we were being targeted." They ended up driving into the city with the window broken. Menounos did film some of the chaos on her iPhone, but probably won't post or run it anywhere because it's full of explicitives. She did, however, share what happened with fans on both Twitter and Instagram. She wrote with a photo, "OMG, this just happened. Huge explosion. Thought we got shot. Now we think someone approached the car in traffic and blew out our window. This is what they're used. This is so crazy. We're all freaked out." Apparently, this was a first for their driver, too. Menounos tweeted, "OMG, our driver just said, I've never had anything like this happen in 10 years of driving, even driving Snoop. I just died laughing." She continued with the video. "Crazy morning at Gianetto's ended with a glass shattered all over him. Someone threw a tire wrench through our window. Everyone is okay. Thank for well wishes. Time to go to work." A day after her and Snoop Dogg finally squashed their nasty ongoing Twitter, Iggy Azalea revealed through a lengthy series of tweets that she is unhappy with someone else now, her Australian label. Apparently, the latest Maximum Australia cover, which features the blonde beauty seductively posing in a curve-bearing monokini, is a problem. Why, you ask? Well, although the snapshot is visually appealed, that specific image is from an old photo shoot and was used without Iggy's consent. She clearly wasn't a fan of how all this went down and decided to make that publicly known on Twitter after claiming her private messages were being ignored by the label. Iggy Azalea tweeted, "I'm going to publicly say something to the Australian division of my record label right now because my message seems to be ignored privately. Stop giving permission on my behalf for magazines to purchase images of me that have already been printed in major publications for covers." She also tweeted, "I think it's awesome anyone would want me on the cover of a magazine, but there's a right way to make that happen, and the Australian label clearly aren't respecting my wishes. A magazine cover deserves an accompanying photo shoot, not a reused image. Maximum Australia, thanks for the love, and I'm sorry no one asked me. I would have loved to have given an interview and done a shot with you guys." Maximum Australia responded at Iggy Azalea, "We couldn't agree more. We beg both your U.S. management and Aussie label for a cover shoot and interview. but were denied. They also tweeted at Iggy Azalea, "Furthermore, we'd love to do a shoot with you. Just say when, where, and how high, and we'll jump. Hashtag love Iggy. Hashtag Maximum Hot 100. Congratulations to Jude Law. He's going to be a daddy again. The Grand Budapest Hotel star and Catherine Harding are expecting a child together in the spring, Law's rep told E! News. Which they are no longer in a relationship. They are both wholeheartedly committed to raise their child. Added the 41-year-old actor's rep, they consider this a private matter, and other than this confirmation, no statement will be made. I ask that you respect the privacies of all parties involved and their families. Law has three children wife ex Sadie Faris, son Rafferty, who's 18, daughter Iris, 13, and son Rudy, 12. He also has a daughter, Sophia, 5, with Samantha Burke. Earlier this year, Law told USA Today his teenage kids are, quote, in equal parts delighted and embarrassed by dad's fame. He's careful, of course, never to embarrass his brood. As he told Cinema.com, he's, quote, immediately responsible for them as their father, and responsibility stretches to how I put myself out there as a public figure, as an actor, and I know nowadays that it has repercussions on them, so I guide myself by them and indeed have to kind of structure my life, my living circumstances, and how I portray myself for them, really. The international nightmare that is the Ebola scare is far from over, but there's going to be a TV show about it. According to The Hollywood Reporter, producer Linda Obst and director-producer Ridley Scott are teaming up for a limited series for Fox TV Studios based on Richard Preston's 1994 best-selling book, The Hot Zone. But here's the weird part. Obst and Scott have actually been working on this project for 20 years. They optioned the rights over 2 decades ago to adopt the book, and when the current outbreak, which is the deadliest manifestation of the disease to date, emerged a few months ago in West Africa, the project suddenly seemed timely. Obst told The Hollywood Reporter, I think it's the speed with which it kills that makes the disease so frightening. People hoped that it would stay in some remote parts of the world, but that's a fantasy in the modern world. The modern world makes us one big connected family. Ebola kills roughly half of the people who gets it, and so far Ebola has killed more than 4,400 people in Africa, and it recently hit the U.S. One victim in Texas has already died, and 2 nurses who took care of that patient have tested positive for the disease. The Ebola scare in the U.S. has spread exponentially when it was discovered that people with Ebola flew on airplanes before they discovered they had the disease, prompting many to worry that cases will pop up soon. 6 months after a heroin overdose led to the death of 25-year-old Peaches Geldof, her father, legendary musician Bob Geldof, is speaking out. He told ITV in an interview on Wednesday, "You blame yourself, the father who's responsible, who clearly failed. For anybody watching who has a dead kid and you're a parent, you go back, 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 you go over, you go over. What could have you done? You do as much as you can." Geldof said he didn't want to get too in-depth about it, but he did reveal that he was aware Peaches was receiving treatment for addiction. He explained, "Of course I knew all about it. We did more than talk about it. She was an adult. When they are 18, they're off and running, but you advise, you are there, the usual dad stuff. When they mess up, you try to clean up their mess. You admonish. I'm certainly not benign about the whole thing." The rocker is no stranger to tragedies of this nature, as his wife and Peaches' mother, Paula Yates, also died from a heroin overdose in September 2000. These days, he said he's found some solace while on stage performing again with the Boomtown Rats. He explained, "I put on my snakeskin suit and I can be this other thing. It's utterly cathartic, those 2 hours. I'm drained, and it's a very brief respite. It just so happens that this was available to me when the enormity of losing my kid happened." And finally, times are tough, so Erykah Badu recently hit the streets of New York City to try and make some money. In the latest of Badu's New York antics, she decided to give busking a shot, choosing a busy corner and setting up for an impromptu show. In June, she was caught on camera during a live news report about Shia LaBeouf's arrest, trying to kiss a reporter and giving a rude gesture. Although other media reports claimed she was singing from Times Square, Badu was actually on the corner of Bryant Park at 42nd Street and Avenue of the Americas. She was wearing the same enormous hat that she used to collect money in her most recent venture. But while she initially denied it was her in the news video, it was Badu herself who created this one. I just kind of always wanted to see what it would be like to sing for money on the street, said the singer, who filmed her street experience on her iPhone and uploaded it to YouTube on Wednesday. After a hesitant start, she started singing quietly, literally about what she was doing, asking passersby for money. She sang, "Haven't sold the record in about 2 years, haven't sold the record in a long time, bitch needs some money." It was clear that no one was recognizing her as she continued to sing about her need for money. She might have fared better had she either sang some of her songs, or at least something recognizable, but that might have ruined her social experience. She said triumphantly after her $3.60 in earnings, "We can buy us a juice, I can get me a sorbet." Badu's last album, New American Part 2, Return of the Anakin, came out in 2010. Since then, she has made occasional appearances in various documentary films and television shows, as well as a few acting stints on projects like BET Real Husbands of Hollywood. And that is your entertainment report for Thursday, October 16, 2014. I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Mello. I'll be back tomorrow to wrap things up for the week, delivering some of the major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook or on Twitter, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Mello. That's RAYMELO. Or on Twitter @The Enter Report. You can also listen to the show anytime you want, anywhere around the world. Just go to iHeartRadio. And you can go to the app or the website to search for The Entertainment Report with Ray Mello, and it will take you to our page where you can listen to this episode and any previous episodes of the show. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.